exact opposite. You know what woke means? It means you're a loser. Everything woke. Everything woke. It's true. Everything woke turns to shit, okay? It's true. It's true. Look at what's happening.
He's back and better than ever. True words have never been said from the lips of a president. And according to a number of reports, Trump is back in more ways than the left could ever have imagined. In this video, we're going to take a look at a number of reports concerned that President Trump is effectively running a shadow government. We're going to see how he is directly influencing both state and federal Republicans across the nation. And stick with me to the very end of this video where I'll reveal why even leftist activists believe that we're witnessing nothing less than a Trumpian coup unfolding right before our very eyes. You are not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Patriots all across the globe. Dr. Stevie with you. Great to be with you as always. I am your daily fake news antidote, offering patriotic analysis to help you to think better so you can feel better these crazy and turbulent times. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe. But before we jump into things here, let me ask you, how hot is it where you are? With this summer already hitting some record temperatures, I am so glad that I've got an awesome device that's here to keep me personally cool. It's called the Arctic Breeze 3-in-1 Air Cooler, and it's a mini air conditioner unit that's small and compact enough to put right on your desk. It's got 3 different wind speeds and USB connectivity, and so it can be powered by multiple devices. And if you click on that link down below today, for a limited time, they're offering this little gem at 50% off plus free shipping to boot. That's our 50% off and free shipping. So do not wait. Click on that link below or go to easysummercool.com and order your personal portable AC unit today. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. Over the weekend, in the shadow of bumbling Biden's Afghanistan disaster, President Trump spoke to tens of thousands of supporters in Cullman, Alabama. It was, of course, classic Trump. He's more energized than ever. He wasted no time in slamming Biden for what he called, quote, the greatest foreign policy humiliation in the history of the United States. He went even further, saying that Sleepy Joe was allowing, quote, weakness in the White House, and that Vietnam looks like a masterclass in strategy as compared to bumbling Biden's catastrophe. But what really stood out for me was something that the former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon said the other day. Bannon called on President Trump to begin putting together what he called a more formal body, or what the British refer to as a shadow government, to effectively counter bumbling Biden's regime from destroying the country as they spin out of control. Now, what Bannon is referring to here in terms of a, quote, more formal body or shadow government reflects a number of reports from left-wing mainstream media outlets that have been very concerned that President Trump is actually doing just that. President Trump is in fact forming a de facto shadow government that is effectively directing the new Patriot-inspired GOP and the policies that they're either advocating or enacting in their governance over the nation. In other words, there is a relatively widespread concern among the leftist activists disguised as journalists in the mainstream media that President Trump, in holding these rallies and maintaining contact with his tens of millions of supporters, as well as amassing tens of millions of dollars in his campaign war chest through his Save America PAC, he is indeed effectively governing a significant portion of the nation through a combination of denouncing the Biden regime as inherently illegitimate and incompetent on the one hand, and radically influencing, if not indeed directing, GOP policies at the federal and state levels on the other. So this is precisely what South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham predicted would happen several months back. Back in December 2020, when asked what he thought Trump's role would be going forward in the GOP, Graham said this, quote, Trump has a lot of sway over the Republican Party. If he objects to anything Biden does, it would be hard to get Republicans on board. If he blesses some kind of deal, it would be easier to get something done. In many ways, he'll be a shadow president. And this is what Bannon's getting at with his call for Trump to become more formal in his shadow presidency. You see, here in the States, the notion of a shadow government, it doesn't really fit into our politics. It tends to be more of a European concept as part of their parliamentary systems, and that, like what we've seen, for example, in Italy of late. If you need a government ready to go if their parliamentary majority collapses, we have to remember parliamentary majorities tend to be very brittle. And so, for example, in the British system, you have what's called shadow cabinets, which are made up of senior officials under the leadership of the opposition, who, while they don't have formal power, nevertheless, they're very effective in paralleling the ruling party's governance, in that they scrutinize the policies and actions of the government and offer their own in place of them. And then they provide a ready-made replacement if that majority government collapses, if it loses in a snap election or something of the sort. Here in the States, that's not supposed to happen. Whoever was president, when his time is over, he's supposed to ride off into the sunset to avoid a clash between the formal government and a shadow government. And that's precisely what a number of leftist reporters are recognizing Trump is actually doing here. Almost under their nose, he has, over these last several months, he has effectively organized a parallel government that's actively directing the policies and advocacies of a new patriot-inspired Republican Party. So, for example, you may have seen this, but Mark Meadows, who was the chief of staff for President Trump, Mark Meadows recently stated on the Steve Cortez show on Newsmax that Trump was regularly meeting, quote, with his cabinet. Quote, we actually had a follow-up member meeting with some of our cabinet members, and as we are looking into that, we are looking into what does come next. I'm not authorized to speak on behalf of the president, but I can tell you this, we wouldn't be meeting tonight if we weren't making plans to move forward in a real way with President Trump at the head of that ticket. So Meadows is referring to Trump as the president, and he's reporting on him regularly meeting with his cabinet. Now, of course, this is sending the leftist activists disguised as journalists into an absolute tizzy. MSNBC stomped their foot and headline, Trump is meeting with his non-existent cabinet members. Or CNN, Mark Meadows says Trump is meeting with his cabinet, even though he doesn't have one. And yet, the more astute leftist journalists are actually pointing out, yes, he does. I know he's not supposed to, but he does have a cabinet. It's called a shadow government. And that is seemingly what Mark Meadows is referring to here. Now, CNN should know better, because CNN had actually recognized some weeks back that Trump is actively organizing what they branded as a coup to regain power, formal power, in 2024. Now, before we get into that, make sure to click on the link below and register for our brand new Conservative Patriot Live virtual event on September 3rd and 4th, where I and several special guests are going to teach you to help build a parallel society completely free from all things woke and to experience once again the nation that we know and love. Make sure to click on that link below right now to get your tickets, because you can still take advantage of our buy one, get one free deal. If you sign up with any registration package today, you'll get another one for free to send to a friend. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So don't wait. Click on the link below right now. Register for our new Conservative Patriot Live event to create a parallel society, right, on September 3rd and 4th, and get ready to help build a society free from all things woke. You're going to absolutely love it. All right, so if you're a regular to this channel, you may recall our video on CNN accusing President Trump of launching what they called a slow motion coup. And this coup is happening at the federal level as well as the state level. At the state level, Trump is making sure that Republican legislatures all across the nation pass all of these election integrity reform laws. It's pretty amazing stuff. Over 360 election integrity bills have been introduced in over 40 states, with most successfully passing electoral reform, well, what do you know, just in time for the 2022 midterms. And so that's at the state level. At the federal level, Trump has most GOP representatives and senators right in his pocket. And this is because Trump has amassed an astonishing war chest. His Save America PAC has outraised the Republican National Committee 2-1. While the GOP has raised almost $50 million, the Trump PAC has, in fact, these last few months alone, raised over $100 million. Again, absolutely unprecedented stuff. And with that kind of money, Trump has established an iron grip over the Republican Party. For tens of millions of Americans, President Trump is the President of the United States, as his governance manifests itself through the Republican Party. He controls state Republicans as they pass electoral integrity laws across the nation, and he controls federal Republicans as he's got them in his pocket with his astonishing fundraising. And so CNN can only conclude that Trump is fast securing the 2024 election right before our very eyes. He's supposedly suppressing the vote with all the electoral reform, and he's forcing federal Republicans to enact his every wish through holding them financially hostage. Whatever the real case may actually be, one thing is for certain, something that even leftists are admitting. President Trump hasn't gone anywhere, and in many respects, he may be even more powerful today than ever. Now, before you go, you will definitely want to check out my latest video. I just uploaded on the Proud Boys crushing Antifa in Portland. You're not going to want to miss the on-the-ground video. It's absolutely going to make your day, so make sure to click on the link, and I will see you over there. God bless.